Hi, today we are going to talk about RAG. This video series is for people who are starting up with RAG and they don't have exposure to RAG, but it takes you from a beginner level to the advanced level. So even if you have RAG, so I'll start with very basic things, not pulling in a lot of technical terms over here right now, like embeddings and all those things. So the content would be made, this content is for beginners. We'll move on to intermediate and advanced as we keep making the as we keep adding the content. This is the first video on RAG and it is for people who do not know what is RAG. So I'll start. So what is RAG? So here we say it is a retrieval-augmented generation. So what is the concept behind it? Suppose you have an AI model, GPT, Hugging Face, whatever model you are using, right? You ask it a question. If this model was trained on that information, it will return you the answer. If the model was not trained on that information, it will hallucinate and give you something. Now you want this chatbot to be created for your company application, wherein people are onboarding to your company, and you want people should be able to ask questions related to company policies, HR policies, or benefits, compensations, all these kind of questions. So what do? Instead of retraining this AI model, what do? We use this RAG. So what does it mean? Here we create a database. In this database, we store all the information which is private, like which your AI model is not trained upon. So any private docs, PDFs, text, you store it in your database. So then when the question comes in, it will go and fetch all the relevant docs. For this question. So for example, the question is about benefits. So what is your annual benefits I get or something like that? What is your leave policy? So according to the question, it will go and fetch the database. It will get the relevant docs. So once it has the relevant docs, now this information would be passed on along with the query to your LLM. These docs, whatever has been retrieved, the information, okay, now this is not a complete doc, you can call it a chunk, a part of the doc which has that information. So it will retrieve that part, that text, and this will be passed to LLM as a context. So it would have question and this docs as a context, and then LLM will generate the answer. Right? So when we are talking about RAG, Retrieval-Augmented Generation, what is it doing? First, it is retrieving the docs from the database. Once it has retrieved the docs, it is passing that docs as a context to the LLM, so that now LLM has that information what it needs, plus the question which was asked. So when it embeds your question and this doc, it is said to be an augmentation. Once it is augmented, it will pass it to the LLM and LLM will generate the response, that is called generation. So retrieval is the process in which it is retrieving the data information from the database, relevant docs. Augmentation is when it is passing these docs information as a context to the LLM along with the question. So then LLM will then generate the response. So that is your generation. I hope you like this video, and if you want to study this RAG from me, please DM me or just email me. and I'll add you to the webinar which is happening this Saturday, and I'll teach you all the from basic to advanced, like how do you fine tune RAG, and then how do you analyze, or how do you evaluate your RAG. So everything would be covered. UN map library, how do you see it is retrieving the relevant docs or not, complete debugging of your RAG. So everything would be included. It is going to be a fun-packed webinar, which would be basic, and we would have continuous webinars going on the RAG. So if you want to be part of it, just DM me. Thank you.